Good day to you, gentle person on the internet, and thank you for joining me as we have a look at Night of the Idle Horde. And from the name, I'm sure you can tell this is an idle incremental game, and a pretty atmospherically cool one, all about zombies, and you are the person in charge of a zombie horde, and basically the horde improves slowly as it successfully converts people into zombies, and that's the basic idle mechanism. There are some issues with it at various levels. This is very much a prototype, as per the developer. It's a sort of version 1, as it were, but like prototype version 0.1. And there is a lot of balancing and work to do in it, but I think it is, in its current state, a fantastic game, well worth spending a little bit of your time poking at, which is of course why I'm showing it to you. So let's jump in, let's start the playing, and we'll have some time to talk about the details of the game once we jump in. I do like a good zombie game, I do like an incremental game, and combining the two is fun. So this is our starting zombie on the left. He is attacking a person and has successfully annihilated the person, and there is now a sort of a tutorial telling us that when a zombie kills a human, there's a chance the human becomes infected. Infected humans rise as new zombies and join your horde. A bigger horde means faster kills, more brains, and longer outbreaks. So we are obviously walking from left to the right in this space here. As we walk along, we find different types of humans, and we therefore, when we reach them, attack them. Down at the bottom left here, we have different kinds of zombies, most of which are locked at the moment. The only kind we have at the moment is a shambler, who has 10 health, very basic damage, 0.8, very basic speed, 0.9. And I think that is infection. I'm not sure what that final value is there. We have a max of 10 of them, so we have, well, this is our kind of our horde statistics at this thin line at the top here. So we have 2 out of 10. We need to upgrade to have more zombies in our horde. I'm not sure what this number is. Possibly movement. Well, that's our movement rate. That is our damage. Oh, that's maybe our sort of average health, sort of the health of the horde as a whole. And then I think that is our infection rate, the chance that we have of converting someone when we down them. Now, if we have a look at the top right here, we're still being more tutorialed about the panel. Panel shows what type of zombies in your horde. Use it to check each zombie's types, count, damage, etc. A strong horde is not always just bigger. Different zombie types help against different humans and blockers. So we have different types of enemies that come up, and we need to figure out how to fight them. So let's keep marching. Over here it tells us about who we found. We found a shambler, which is our zombie. Tells us kind of the details about it, who it's good against, who it's bad or like weak against. And then this is the type of enemy, the civilians that we're fighting. They don't have a weapon, they're low health. They're just basically cannon fodder for us to grow off of. So that's another civilian there, another one over there. And the goal is to get as far as possible through the various zones. Okay, so now we can afford our first upgrade, because every time we attack a zombie, we have a chance of getting brains from them, and a smaller chance, I think, of getting flesh from them. And those are our 2 main currencies to buy upgrades. For example, our first upgrade is strength, or rotting strength as it says. It costs us 2 brains. We've made 2 brains. And so it's basically the tutorial is forcing us to purchase this first one, but I like to prioritize the thick flesh, which makes our zombies tougher as they go on. And then this is basically the general game stats, the zone that we've reached. We'll have a look at the zones in a moment. The number of kills, the number of infected we have. There's some AFK mechanisms, but we'll talk about that in the critique section. And there's some bonuses, basically the upgrades and things that we've purchased, and mutations and all of that kind of stuff. So that's our basic stats page. Right, so these are the zones, these red markers. We have entered, I think, zone 1 here. Zone 2. So we started in zone 1. We reached that marker. We're now in zone 2. And each zone kind of gives us different different targets and different things to get through as we climb through it. So now the person was running away for a bit, and it gets very annoying because they can't just keep running away as long as you don't down them. But they're not very fast. You see, this one's running away. But if you meet another human while they're running away, then the Horde then attack that next human. Right, survivors. The next kind of a threat. He has a bow. And he will ping on our zombies as they run towards him. I think he gets to fight back a bit once they get to them with hand-to-hand combat, but he's not very tough and things like that. Really, his only real threat is the ability to ping away at the zombies as they close in. Yeah, we mow through them pretty quickly, and a lot of the time turn them into a zombie. A few more survivors to go. I think we get a few more brains from taking down each guy. So like the survivors, we get sort of 1 to 2. I mean the basic civilians, we get sort of 1 to 2 brains, if that. Survivors, I think we get like sort of 2 to 3, maybe 2 to 4. Sort of our brains currency. You can now spend brains to buy zombies directly. Bought zombies join your current horde and help push the outbreak further. Use this when infecting them alone is not enough. Not a good button to click at this rate because we have a maximum of 10 zombies anyway. So yeah, we hit the maximum and we will have wasted those. So it's much better at the early stages of the game to not press that button, to in fact just save your brains to upgrade your zombies. For example, we can buy more strength at the moment. Okay, we now earn flesh from tougher humans. Flesh is used for stronger upgrades, special zombie types, and later outbreak progression. Keep pushing into harder zones to collect more flesh. Okay, so the amount of flesh you get depends on the toughness of the humans. So you probably get 0 flesh from like civilians and survivors, but then as you get to fighters and things like that, you start getting more flesh. Maybe survivors give us a little bit, or has a small chance of giving us some. It does come in very slowly. But we don't have the tab where we can spend the flesh yet. But we'll unlock that in a moment. Oh, now this is the fighter class. We can have a look at him. Dangerous melee human, damaging multiple zombies at once. So he has an AoE hit. It is a melee AoE hit. But yeah, so the zombies sort of catch up to him. They start smacking him. You do eventually get spitter zombies that can, I assume, attack from range. I don't know. I never managed to unlock spitter zombies before I came to record this. And then brute zombies that can take a lot of damage. So yeah, not too much of a threat, but at early levels they do like extra bonus damage against our basic zombie. So they are. This is normally the obstacle that just stops us at this point. And as you can see, he's quite tough. He's taking down our guys, and he stopped our horde. So now our horde was all killed off, and we start again back at the beginning with 1 zombie, but obviously with our upgrades. So he'll get a little bit further and a little bit further each time we loop through. And then there is a prestige system. Once we hit zone 8, which is quite hard to get to, we then get to prestige. Start back here again, but then there is a sort of mutations currency that we can spend on sort of more permanent upgrades that don't reset in each level. Yeah, so there's kind of 2 layers of run reset, as it were, which is fairly usual in these kind of incremental run reset games. Now off he goes, our lone zombie. He's going to attack this person and then possibly get a strength increase. Nope, she's going to run away. Well, they're going to run away. Oh, he's not getting them. But he found the next person. Is he going to get them? Okay, kills fill your contagion meter. High contagion makes the horde stronger. Contagion increases zombie damage, zombie health, and infection chance. Okay, so we have a contagion meter here that as we make kills, it slowly increases. I'll have a chat about that in the critique section as well. There's quite a few things I want to talk about. Oh, no, we've got 2 running away. This is not a particularly good run. Oh, we've caught 1. We've passed into zone 2. We can boost our strength. No, we got that one. up to 5 zombies. Our horde. The survivor did not run away in time. Oh, we've got him. Now, I might as well, because there's a lot of waiting in this game. So let's roll on to the critique section. In fact, let's do the transitionary bit now, where I'm going to say I'm still going to show more gameplay. We're still going to keep going, but while we're looking at the zombies, let's boost their health. Let's critique the game and do the critique bits. So yeah, I'm going to say if you happen to like this video, maybe don't decide now. Don't forget by the end to hit that up, you know, like thumbs up button. This was the word, thumbs up button or thumbs down button. Yeah, and if you happen to like it or dislike it, because that helps a lot, and it helps you a lot as well, because it teaches the YouTube algorithm that you like videos about games, because that's a lot of the sort of the key tags that I have in this. So YouTube will show you more videos about games, and I'm assuming as you're watching this that that's something that you want to see. This person is running away from me again. Don't run, it's inevitable. Just to, oh no, I didn't even get a second zombie from that one. Man, are you gonna give us a second zombie? No, you're also gonna run away. Oh, the survivors are wily. Well, not the survivors, the civilians are wily this time around. They've obviously been watching zombie movies. Not that one. That one got caught. Oh, we can boost our strength. Anyway, yeah. So yeah. Hit that like or dislike button, and maybe leave a comment. Comments are very, very helpful to me. Obviously, they boost the engagement with the video, but they also you guys can tell me what you liked about it, what you disliked about it, what you, interesting games or anything you played, and that helps me a hell of a lot. And I think the main thing, the survivors back away coolly rather than turning and running, and then they can actually stop and carry on shooting. So this is going to be a very bad run for us, but we'll catch him. Oh, we got him, but I'm guessing all of our zombies are weak at the moment. I assume that's our zombie health there, that number that's going down. So the survivors don't do that much damage to us. Yeah, that's our average health. Anyway, yeah. So leave a comment if you are so inclined. Whoa, watch how fast the fighter drops our health. I don't think we've killed a single fighter yet. We haven't managed to get through him, but we'll get there. We'll get through the upgrades. This is the nature of the game. Yeah, so leave a comment and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to watch more videos made about indie games, which is what I do. I try and do a video a day. And yeah, so if you hit the subscribe button, join the community. We're going to have a Discord soon. Once I set it up properly. I don't want to set it up until we have a little bit more interaction, but I think a Discord would be pretty cool to have. And yeah, the Discord and there is a Patreon set up. There's a Buy Me a Coffee set up. I mean, I should get membership in YouTube soon. So I mean, if you want to sort of contribute and maybe give me some suggestions as to what I can set up for members and things like that, and patrons and that kind of thing, then let me know, because I do want to make it more than worth your guys' while if you ever do decide to support the channel in that way. But really, just hitting the subscribe button, leaving some comments, hitting like or dislike, that's all the support you really need to give. And I'm rambling on a bit because this is quite a slow game. So let's get onto the critiques. But first of all, let's toughen our zombies up a little bit. So yeah, strength, toughness, and speed are the three kind of upgrade levels that we get. Unfortunately, we don't get an upgrade. We can also scroll down, as you can see this little arrow, so we can eventually buy a bigger horde at 40 brains. It's quite expensive. And then once we hit zone 8, we can then purchase the ability to start with extra zombies per level. Fighter is beating us up again. But that is the nature of it. At least we keep the brains that we've stored that we haven't spent looping through the things. So this is pretty much how you increase. It's a slow grind, which I admit does it does kind of match the idea of the slow creeping increase, this creeping advancement of a zombie horde. But yeah, it doesn't make for the most fun game. We'll talk about it in the critiques. Right, so talking of which, let's get to that. Let's first of all talk about the UI. Lots of UI options, very neatly done UI. It gets a little busy, but I like the fact that the tutorial starts you off slowly with like no UI and then increases a bit. I wish more games did that. That is a very, very good job, developer. The ability to just go, I'm not showing you any UI yet, this is the basic gameplay, and then, oh, here's your first bit of UI, let's play with that a bit until you get used to it. That is good starting game design, and a pretty solid tutorial around it as well. There's a bit of a lump of text, but everything that is required is there. So I'm going to say, in terms of UI design, in terms of game flow at the beginning of the game, this developer's scoring full marks plus bonuses. It's very good. And we also have settings up here at the top right, where we can clear the save, we can set all the settings to default. We can do fiddly stuff with the UIs, the sounds over here, and there's also lots of visual settings. Apparently this game does get quite laggy depending on your system, sort of later in the thing. So yeah, the ability to turn stuff off is really good. It's really, really good. I like that a lot. So bravo, developer, for giving us those options there. Oh, we didn't get a zombie with our first kill. That sucks. Oh, we can boost ourselves though. Oh, we can boost ourselves a lot. I wasn't concentrating. We got quite far. So we made our zombies quite a bit tougher here. That's the magic number there. That's the number to watch as it goes up. I'm not sure what that symbol is though. It's an interesting symbol. Looks like an eraser or something, or a shotgun shell maybe, but yeah. Anyway, so UI is good in general. Just looking at the tab, has the other things we can unlock. See, these also unlock with brains, except that these ones down here, by the time you get to Splitter, this is what you unlock with the flesh. I think this is the first thing that we can buy with flesh. I don't think there's any flesh purchases here, no. And that requires us to get through Zone 8, and that was a bit confusing as well. I don't know if I'm going to be able to reach Zone 8 in this video, which is a pity because I'd like to talk about it. I found it very, very awkward, very uncomfortable to figure out what was going on. Okay, this is just telling us that we have the zombie type tab available now. Yeah, we're not going to worry too much about that. Let's give ourselves a bit more damage. Can we actually get through this fighter? Oh yeah, we got him running, and we've taken him down. Can we get through this one? No, I don't think we'll be able to. Yeah, he's flattened us. Right, but we did get the first fighter. Right, nice. Okay, anyway. Did we get him last round? That's why we had so many brains. I wasn't watching. I was too busy thinking about the UI. Yeah, so UI, full marks plus bonus points. Bravo. Good tutorial. Good quality of life controls. The UI is a little bit busy. It would be nice if some of this text was hidden away behind like mouse over, so you could make these upgrades a little bit smaller, a little bit thinner, so you don't need to scroll so much to go through them. So yeah, so consider making this text a mouse over, and then shrinking these upgrade pages, tabs a little bit. That would be my recommendation there. I don't know. That's what I think about it. Let's talk about the sounds. Sounds are excellent. Very, very good classic zombie moans and groans and some nice crunchy, squelchy sounds of combat. Yeah, I gotta say, I think the sounds are excellent in the game. I really like them a lot. The artwork, the game is very, very good looking. I will say I would have liked a bit more of an interesting background. We've got this kind of spooky out in the woods fields thing with hordes of zombies. I think a cityscape would have been a bit more interesting. Some kind of city .png, a long one sort of slowly scrolling past as the zombies went forward, and then, you know, it would loop or something like that. I don't really like the idea of the zombies being out in a field. Oh, make them stronger. I don't think we're going to get the fighter there. Nevertheless. Yeah, I mean, I love this shambling thing. I also, this is more of a gameplay thing, but I don't like the idea that it's just us walking left to right across. Like as aesthetically, I like this sort of gameplay design. Um, in terms of giving us that kind of atmospheric experience, it's nice. But in terms of making sense as a zombie outbreak and that kind of thing, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It would be better if we had sort of an overhead view of the map and the kind of redness showing us how the zombie horde is spreading across the map. So less of these cool things. Maybe this bit should just be like in a corner here, and you can see the sort of the shambling zombies stumping along and turning to a bigger horde. But the main gameplay screen should be a big map that like you can see the redness slowly spread across until we've finished a city block rather than reached zone 8 or whatever. I think that would be a bit more interesting, a bit more rational. But I mean, aesthetically, this does look good. It's going to be interesting to see where the developer decides to go with this. So now we have 10 out of 10 zombies and quite a lot of health amongst us. And we should be able to take this fighter down. Oh, he is dropping us fast. Yeah, no, we got him. Are we going to be able to take the next one down? Maybe. Maybe not. Oh, it's going to be close. Oh, we did. We managed to get him, but we've got very low health. We won't be able to get this next one. Yeah, since we're talking about gameplay, okay, the main gameplay critique that I want to get across here is that this game is about, like, this game type, the idle incremental game is about dopamine flow, dopamine drip, as they like to call it. It's about how much you need to trigger these little dopamine bursts. And every time you click on an upgrade button that has a visual kind of response, a visual reaction, that is where the pleasure of the game comes from. That's why people like these games. You have, you have something that you do, something that the player interacts with, that then goes, oh, here is a satisfying step in the right direction, a satisfying sort of bit of upgrade, and then the little bit of dopamine gets released, and that's what you want to get as a developer making this kind of game. If you want people to play your game, to enjoy your game, you need to give them that little bit of dopamine feed all the time, a small but steady flow of dopamine, and that is where I think this game is lagging a little bit, because I'm not getting it enough to make the game appreciable as much as it should be. I think this is a very good game. I think it's very, very enjoyable, very fun, very comfortable to play. And I don't think it's giving me the dopamine flow that it should do. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm missing that. I'm missing that little bit of dopamine nudge, because the upgrades are not quite enough. And they're not frequent enough. So I'm not getting an interesting enough upgrade often enough to give me the kind of pleasure in the game to make the game quote unquote addictive in the way it should be. Oh, we've got a new survivor type as the cop, who shoots from medium range. I think he also has melee fighting that is fairly damaging, but yeah, he does do melee damage. But he's taken us down. All right. Nevertheless, we are quite tough now. We are quite strong. Oh, we aren't quite strong enough. Oh, we got it. Nice. Sick 'em. Alright. So yeah, the biggest problem with this game is the balance. It takes far too long to feel that I have progressed. Like, I'm going over and over and over this in a very slow grind. And as I did say earlier, that is representative of kind of the zombie horde concept, where it's not a fast bursty thing, although zombie movies try and make it as fast and actiony as possible because of, obviously they're trying to sell the movie to people to play it. But in terms of a game, in terms of interaction, that also needs to be the consideration. You need to make it a bit faster, a bit burstier. So even though you're not really emulating the zombie experience much, you're giving the player a better gaming experience. I'm missing that here. It took me ages to go through, and there is a bit of a bug there as well. This should be an idle game, which means that you should be able to sort of click away from it. But if I click away to a different tab, the game then pauses and gives me a resume thing, so it's not running in the background. It should just auto mute, perhaps. And I did see in the comments the developer did say he's not quite sure why that's happening. He's working on it, and the download client doesn't do that, or shouldn't do that. Hopefully, it doesn't do that. So his sort of suggestion here is go and play the download client. This does mean I can't just have this game running and leave it to go running and go and do something else and slowly gain it that way. So I don't get that sort of element, that facet of an idle game, the ability to just let it run in the background. But we have the kind of length of time between upgrades for that to be the mechanism. But we're not getting it in the web client at the moment. So if you do want to play this, it's nice if you have something away from your computer to do, so you can just start the zombies doing their thing slowly, and wander back just every so often and just buy some upgrades, and then wander off and leave it going. So I mean, again, as a priority, I would get the developer try and fix this, try and leave it so it's running in the background, so that people can interact with it. There are upgrades that you can get a bit later in the game that boost how much stuff you can get while you're offline. So if you close the game and then rejoin it later, it should work how long it's been since, while you've been offline, when you reload the game, reopen the game, and then give you sort of various upgrade opportunities for that kind of thing. So you can do that. I don't know if those upgrades count while it's in this state as well. Probably should. I hope so. But yeah, let's resume and let me keep going. So the upgrades are too slow for an active interactive game, a game that you actually directly play, because it just takes a long time of not much happening, so there's no dopamine flow. Maybe have it so that you can find things like walk across little chests that you have to click on or something like that, to make it so that you get bonus brains or something, some kind of randomizer. Speed up the upgrades a little bit, make things a little bit cheaper, because it does jump quite far. Because, I mean, for example, more graves is not only 100 brains, but it also requires us to reach zone 8. But the thing is, once you reach zone 8, it becomes the prestige zone, so you reset, so you don't buy that anyway. And I was hoping that would become available in the next sort of loop of the game, but no, it wants you to reach zone 8 in that game before you can start buying this upgrade. And it's not weird. And the same thing for these here. Like, for example, if you want the spitter, and you have the flesh for it, and you've reached zone 8, you still can't unlock it, because then you have to prestige, and then you don't count of having reached zone 8 again. So I would give us access to more of the zombie types a bit quicker. I would give us access to upgrades a little bit cheaper, a little bit quicker. That's really what it boils down to, and that should then get us enjoying the game and getting the dopamine flowing a little bit quicker. You want to kind of stretch the game out, but you want to keep the little bits of reward that you're giving the player more frequent during the game. And then I don't quite get the point of the horde limit. Like, you have the horde limit which you then have to buy upgrades for. But it's, you know, half the time you don't reach the limit, and you don't. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Why the Horde size limit is there, based on the rest of the kind of the gameplay mechanics and things like that. I don't think this is too necessary, or I would at least start by doubling it. So make us at the beginning of the game able to have maybe 20 zombies. I realize that there's now performance considerations and things there, so maybe that's after some optimization or something. But I don't think 10 as the starting horde is quite the right number. And what is this contagion mechanism? What is the point of this? I'm guessing it's there so that the horde can cascade more, can kind of turn into a runaway thing more. So it's hard to get through the first little bit, but once you get to a certain point, then suddenly you're a runaway express train. Maybe that's trying to give that feeling. Otherwise, I don't really understand this contagion mechanism at all. I don't know why it's there. It doesn't give any pleasure or any joy. It's kind of, you know, the dopamine that this might give is already here in the upgrades. So yeah, it's a bit arbitrary. I don't really get it. Other than forcing us to spend 40 brains, which I might as well do now actually. Once I get through this guy, hopefully. No, didn't get through that guy. I'm gonna jump to 40 brains. I'm just gonna buy it anyway. So yeah, so those are some gameplay obstacles there, some gameplay issues. Not enough dopamine drip, I guess, just to try and summarize them. A few mechanisms that don't really make a lot of sense, other than sort of artificially constructed kind of limitations. I can't even get these guys now. Come on, get him. Alright, we got one. We should get another one now. There we go. Now we can have 15 zombies in our horde. It really should start at 20 and jump to 30 at that point. But like, you know, I understand that we do need to do some optimization behind the scenes, so that doesn't grind the player's PC to a nutshell and set it on fire. Yeah, and then sort of my usual critique, which it probably would be a good idea to do some writing for it, but that's the lore idea. The you know, what is the story around this outbreak? Who you know, what are we? Where did it come from? What is the thing? Like I said, a better background would be nicer, a cityscape rather than this kind of treescape. And, you know, have us running along a road rather than this, or have it change, you know, so we go through this, the next zone is actually the entering into the city. Another zone could be like a laboratory complex, then back to here. You know, have them sort of randomly select backgrounds or something like that, make it a little bit more interesting than this tree line and things back here. Oh, looks like it took us down again. You see, so now this is just a relentless grind. It would be nice to be able to tab away from this, let it go in the background, and possibly the download client would give me that option. But and he's running away again. Oh, we got him. We got him this time. Nice. Yeah, what a mission. What a mission. And really, that's all I need to say about it. That's all I want to talk about, because I don't think there's too much I could usefully say at this level of the game. I'll definitely be taking another look at this at some later date, put it into a second look video or something like that. But that's quite a way down the line. And in the short term, I do recommend coming to play it. So the link is in the description. Come and give it some love. Come and give the developer some love. And thank you for watching. And I will hope to see you in the next video, by which point hopefully I will have upgraded these guys a bit. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.